Pierre, quick word, mate. Now, I know we've gone back and forth, had a little bit of banter about who's the number 2 driver in the team, but I just feel like after last race where I absolutely beat the pants off you, it's time for you to fall in line and let me take the lead. Well, I know you're ahead in the championship, mate, but I'm the form driver right now, so it's best just to go with me. Well, lucky for you, mate, I have Form N class. Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Aussie Villain Racing. We have the Canadian Grand Prix today as I look to continue to close the gap to the top of the championship, and well, let's hope Gasly has maybe another off day to help me, but not too much of an off day to help us in the constructors. It's heating up between ourselves and Red Bull, if you remember from last race, and well, we have a lot of way to go in this season. Yeah, it's going to be a good battle, it looks like. Now, it looks like we have a marketing department event to go to here. All right, so it looks as though we're being stitched up by a journalist, so we can either take a research... Well, you know what? We don't need research points because we can't do much to develop the car anyway. So let's halve the team's the damage to the image, and we'll just take that on the chin and hope that it never happens again. We've got G-Force training for Gasly, Aero Department sponsor conference. I don't think I'm going to help Gasly just now because I want to try and... in the championship, so let's not do that. Anything else we want to do here? Let's have a look at facilities. Now we've got 19 million we can spend. I'm wondering, we don't want to spend all that. Obviously we want to make sure we have the Gasly money. There was something here that we could have done, isn't there? Experience stat will be greatly improved. All right, 6 million, we can do that, and that's all right. We'll help Gasly a little bit, but not that much. R&D. Now, is there anything we can do to improve the car? There's only one powertrain and one durability upgrade that we have available to us, and it looks like here this is still locked. Yes, it is. And the durability upgrade, is that still locked as well? Yeah, it looks like it is indeed still locked. So that's from the supplier anyway, so we can't get that. So yeah, we've kind of maxed out the car, it looks like, which is good, but also not so good because it means we have nowhere to go in terms of in terms of being able to improve the car and stay ahead of the opposition. So it looks like Mercedes are now on par with us, and then we've got 3 or 4 teams, McLaren, AlphaTauri, Ferrari and Red Bull, who are all right there as well. We could find ourselves in a situation in not too far that there's 5 or 6 teams that all basically have the car developed as far as it can, so that's going to be interesting. Let's have a look at the vehicle. We took penalties in Monaco, of course, so everything is still in pretty good nick there. We took a new gearbox as well, so that's absolutely fine. And the corporate side of things, we are still short. We need to get the 25 acclaim to get that 4th sponsor. We currently have 24, and unfortunately, I suspect that incident, let's say, with the journalist is going to put that back a little bit. We have Gasly there, 99 rated. He has 71 experience now, thanks to that thing that we've done for him. We can see there we've invested a little bit into the facilities, so we have our money mountain sort of down in the valley a little bit. In terms of the standings, as a reminder, Verstappen leads the championship, 2 points ahead of Gasly, 24 points ahead of me, so we are within a race. Which is always important, and the constructors, Red Bull, have kicked clear a little bit of myself and Gasly. There are the championship results so far, a little bit hit and miss for me. Judging off of this is going to be a missed race, and then we'll come back and looking good in Austria. Trophies. Now, historically at Canada, we didn't race there last year, did we? The season before, we came 18th. Now, if you remember, that does not tell the story of that race. I qualified on pole and basically choked. We should have had probably a podium finish had I just let the win go. And the season before that, for season 1, we came 9th. It was our first point in Formula 1 at Montreal. So it's a track historically we've done well at, so hopefully that continues, and I should be able to close out this rivalry with Ricciardo this race. And there are my driver details as well. Could we get podium number 3? We'll see when we get there, I suppose, won't we? All right, let's skip ahead. Not very long to wait before we go off to Canada, so I'll see you there. All right, so there is the track map of the Montreal circuit if you are unfamiliar. Looks like we're going to have a dry race development update. I wanted to send around an update on our estimated performance progress against our closest rival. So that's basically what we saw before, updated for this race, where it looks like Red Bull have taken a step forward as well. So it's getting ever closer, isn't it? I'm going to go off and do some free practice. I'll see you for qualifying, and hopefully we're going to have a very competitive car here. All right, well, free practice is done. The car is quick. I just am struggling a little bit with setup, just trying to get the, like, in and out of the chicanes and get the power down. And so I feel like I am quick. I'm just struggling to put a lap together. So hopefully I can do that in qualifying. Gasly was fastest in FP3. I've been in the top 10 in all three, I think. So yeah, we should be able to get out of, we should be able to get into Q3. Let's hope we can actually do that though. Alright, so while we're waiting to come around to start our first run in Q1, I do need to say a very big thank you to a new Patreon supporter, Jerry. So thank you very, very much, mate. As ever, as I always say, it's not expected. It is greatly appreciated, though. There's a link down in the description if you're interested, and if not, just keep watching the ads for me. That is more than enough. Now, you will notice that we are on the medium tyre. We're going to have a sneaky go at getting through on this. Power down. Still not perfect. But yeah, we should be fast enough away from the bottom 5 or 6, however many it is, to get through on this tyre. Gone deep there, that's going to hurt us. So it may need a second lap. But yeah, we should be quick enough. Famous last words, of course. A little bit squirrely on the exit there. Good exit out of the hairpin. Just the one corner really that I messed up. I did mess it up quite badly, so that with the tyre disadvantage might hurt us a little bit too much. Didn't take that as well as I could have either. We've done a 109 P5.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
Alright, so I did just do a second lap just to make sure that we were going to get through there, and we did, just cleaning up the mistakes that I made, basically. So we got through on the medium tyre very comfortably in the end, and it is more or less, is it the usual suspects? Yeah, they got eliminated there. So on to Q2 we go, onto the soft tyre, and let's see if we can trouble the 107s. Alright, now I've done 2 runs already in Q2, both of which I've messed up. Now, the last one I did manage to salvage a purple final sector, so we're going to go again, and I may already have done enough. The gap to Lando Norris is quite big, but I don't trust it to be enough, so this will be the lap we show. Alright, here we go. We just need to do a nice clean lap, and just make sure that we are getting through. And that's not the start I wanted because I've missed my turn in. So we start a little bit down on a lap that isn't good enough. There we go, we've made a little bit of time back there. Struggling to get the gas down onto the back straight here. That's a little bit better. We're down to 10th. We need this lap. Still not a great exit. You can see I haven't got this set up quite right to be able to get out of those chicanes properly. Now we've gone a little bit deep, but if we get a good exit, use that to square off the exit, it might still be okay. And now we need a good final chicane. I don't know what the gap is to Sainz. I don't think it's huge. Oh dear, into the wall of champions we go, but we managed to keep going, and is it enough? Oh, it is, and it's only just enough. I was right, we did need to go again, and we've got P8. Unfortunately, Ricciardo has got through, so we haven't got the qualifying rivalry just yet, but we're half a second off pole. I don't know if I can find that, but I'll certainly try. Alright, here we go. The plan here is to do 2 runs. This is obviously the first of those, and we're on a U set from Q2, not the set we're starting the race on. Which is good, because that'd be a disaster. So we just want to try and lay down a nice clean lap, and then see if we can beat it on the fresher tyres, which in theory we should be able to do. Oh, that was close to the wall. Still just squirrely on the exit there. Something is not right with the back of the car, I think. I mean, this could be a problem in the race, though. Maybe I just need to be a little bit easier on the gas to compensate. But where's the fun in that, obviously? Oh, not a good exit. Not a good exit. Just carried too much speed and then got a little bit eager. So let's see what we've done here. We've got to finish off the lap, I suppose, through this final corner. Run to the line, and we've done a 1:180.
We have 2 laps of fuel.
Alright, we are going to start the final run again. You can see the lap was no good, so the fresh tyres aren't as fresh as they once were. But hopefully, there'll still be enough in them to get us up this grid. We're currently in 7th. Easy on the gas, that's better, that's better. So, it doesn't show on the Delta, unfortunately. Oh, that's not great, that's going to cost us time. Alright, it's a better exit. How much better? I tell you what, we're picking up a lot of time. And if we can nail the final chicane, we're going to be moving up the grid here. Into the wall of champions we go again. I've lost time through there, though. P5 for now. Would you look at that? Gasly has got me by 1/1000th of a second. That is ridiculous. Bottas there as well. If I hadn't hit the wall of champions, we'd probably be sitting on the front row. There's absolutely nothing between 2nd and 6th. Less than a 10th, or just over a 10th, I should say, sorry. So, that should be the grid pending penalties. So, let's go and get this race underway. There should be points in it for us, as long as I don't do something stupid. But with the way the tail's swinging around, there's a chance I do something stupid.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he starts from pole position. And Yuki Tsunoda completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Bottas, Pierre Gasly, Oldtimer, Leclerc, Stroll, Ricciardo and Sergio Perez, Sainz, Norris, Esteban Ocon and Fernando Alonso, Russell, Lundgaard, Nicholas Latifi and Guan Yu Zhou, Mick Schumacher, Schwartzman, Mazepin and Antonio Giovinazzi starts from the back of the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Alright, so we've got one Red Bull at the front, but one Red Bull in 10th. So ideally, we want to try and get some points back on them here. It looks as though it's a relatively straightforward race in terms of strategy, so that is fine. We'll take a little bit of petrol out to make sure we get to the end, and there's not much we can do, so let's hope we get through this first sequence of corners with everything intact, and we can go from there. Okay, so here we go. It's looking as though it could be, well, it's Red Bull versus us in them. Not a very long hold. Let's see what sort of a start we get. Gasly on the mediums. Can we jump in? Let's have a look here. We go look to the inside, and we can throw it up the inside, and that should be P number 5 in the bag. A little bit still on the power oversteer. We've got the two Mercedes battling in front of us here. Let's see what we can do with that. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. Let's have a look at that. That is borderline track limits, shall we say. I'm going to say that's okay, though. The Mercedes may... You can hear Toto Wolff. It's not fair. It is not fair. I can't do a German accent. I can't do any accent, let's be honest. But we've got, is it Hamilton looking down the inside of us? No doubt on the radio, blowing up. And we gave him room. He just decided he wanted to take a little bit too much curb. That may have damaged the floor of his car, you know. But anyway, we find ourselves in P3. Come what may. We've got a little bit of chaos going on behind us.
The virtual safety car has just been deployed due to a build-up of debris on the track. There have been further incidents out on the track, so the officials are moving to a full safety car.
So let's have a look and see. We just kind of saw it there. We've got a Ferrari running right up the back of Pierre Gasly. That is almost certainly going to have damaged, well, his floor. Hopefully his rear wing's okay. I think it's Leclerc that's just, and this is the reason for the safety car from the virtual. I think it was Schwartzman, just ran up the back of somebody else as they were all coming to a stop.
Boxing lap.
At the end of this lap.
So this is going to be hopefully... no, that's what I wanted. We want hard. I think we want hard. Is it too late? Give me the hard. Safety car, it's a no-brainer to stop. We'll go to the hards. And... yeah, hopefully this works for us.
Last stop, no more scheduled pit stops.
Alright, so our lap 1 stop, we've come out in P13 behind George Russell, ahead of Mazepin. So we'll skip ahead now to the end of the safety car. I'm not sure we've done the right thing here, Jeff. The hard tyre feels very, very slippery. So what I was saying there, the hard tyre, I feel like I have no grip behind the safety car, so I cannot wait to get going, as you can imagine, which we are about to do. Nobody else appears to have come into the pits. We've got Alonso behind Mazepin with a 5-second penalty. It is green.
Green flag.
So we go again. And let's see what we can do. We've got a little bit of a gap already there to the Williams. And yeah, just struggling for grip, as you can see there, compared to the cars behind me on the soft tyre. Now, we've got to remember that everybody else is going to come into the pits. Another reason why I think I may have done the wrong thing in hindsight is that it's a very short pit lane in Montreal, because you sort of shoot straight off from the back straight, and then you kind of miss miss sort of the turn 1 and 2 coming out of the pits. So I'm wondering if I actually am going to find myself further behind P3 than, you know, just through field spread than I would have been if I'd stayed out. But anyway, we're on the hard tyre, which is not ideal, but we know we can go to the end, and hopefully we're not going to get held up by any of these cars in front. You would imagine that Norris in front of Russell, the McLarens are relatively quick, aren't they? So that should be okay, but I'm having trouble keeping up with the Williams right now, so that's, as I say, not ideal. Even on it's a hard to a soft, so maybe that is to be expected. But as long as we can stay close,
dropping back by about 0.3 a lap.
Everybody else has to make a stop. We have made our stop, so even if it's 20 seconds, 18 seconds, I'm not sure what the delta is for a pit stop. We're getting a little bit closer to Russell. Well, we were getting a little bit closer to Russell this lap. Alonso has overtaken Mazepin, who's also behind Latifi, it looks like now as well. And I mean, it does look as though, I mean, Alonso has caught us very, very quickly. But again, he is on the soft tyre, not the hard. The other issue we may run into, and you look at the wear on this hard, and one, maybe I should have just put the medium on, and we might have been a lot more competitive here, but yeah, the wear rate is quite low, isn't it? I mean, we're running with the cars that, you know, that are in these positions ahead of us, but the idea of stopping under the safety car was to try and win the race, and you're not going to win the race if you can't pass a Williams, are you? So let's see what we can do here. Coming around to start lap 6. You can see Alonso is very, very close behind us. Now, he has that 5-second penalty, so he is essentially a pit stop plus 5 seconds.
Now enabled DRS. DRS is now online.
So DRS is now online. So yeah, Alonso is effectively a pit stop and 5 seconds furthermore back from us. So we don't really have to worry about him at all, but doesn't mean he can't overtake us and push us wide and damage the car and all that kind of stuff. Now, we do have a DRS zone coming up here. This is as close as we've been to Russell. I wonder if the soft tyre is just starting to go off a little bit. Really am struggling to get the power down. But let's see if we can get... well, it's Alonso that's closest to us again, isn't it? We're more under threat from behind than we are putting Russell under pressure in front. And you can see that the McLaren of Norris has really started to pull away from George Russell as well. So we need to get a move on here. Go a little bit deep. We've got another DRS zone coming up. We are in George Russell's DRS range.
There's been an incident on track.
Let's see what we can do. We're a fair way back. We know that we're quick. We're on the battery. We've got the DRS. We're making, look at the overspeed we have. We got the inside of the chicane, and we just about stick our nose down there and stop him from coming back at us. And we've probably just done Alonso a favour, kind of balking him on the exit there a little bit.
Is 3.3 seconds.
So 3.3 seconds to Norris in front, but we are going to skip ahead now to the beginning of lap 10. Most people have made their stops, only Ocon and Gasly, who started on the mediums, have not. But you can see Verstappen, who was the race leader before the pit stops started, he's less than a second behind us. And he's on the medium tyre as well. You can see all the gaps there. Tsunoda, Bottas. Perez is a long way up the order, which is a little bit disappointing. And you can see Gasly. I mean, the safety car is really going to have hurt him, isn't it? Because he couldn't have come in. He would have had to put the hard tyre on as well. And, well, Verstappen having a look down the outside of us. He has caught us very, very quickly, but we're able to see that off. And it does feel a little bit like it's just a matter of time with the 3 DRS zones. You can see Ocon in front. We're catching him. Now, if we could catch him and get maybe some DRS off the back of him to keep Verstappen at bay, the issue we're going to have, of course, is that it's not going to be too long as I swerve all over the place trying to break the toe to Verstappen. He's already got DRS. He doesn't need a toe as well. But yeah, if we can maybe get within DRS range of Ocon, that would help keep him at bay. But he's going to stop, anytime soon, you would think. And you can just see in the background there down of the straight, Tsunoda and Bottas coming into shot as well, which is not ideal. Too deep into turn 1. Compromises turn 2. Verstappen just has more grip, and that is him up the inside into what is effectively the lead. And well, you can see he's just going to drive away. If we can stay in DRS range as long as possible, not so much to pass him back, that's not going to happen, but just to try and keep the cars behind us at bay. But there he goes, off into the distance. So we're going to skip ahead again now to lap 12, start of lap 13. And we've done okay. You can see hanging onto the back of Verstappen. I really did just get my head down, just concentrated on just not driving my own race, but not trying to keep up with Verstappen. And in doing that, I've almost sort of kept up. But you can also see behind us that Tsunoda and Bottas, they're in DRS range right now. And once they get that DRS, it's going to be very difficult to shake them again. And they're going to poor exit onto the back straight as well. And that's not going to have helped my cause, as Tsunoda is well and truly now half a second back. Going to be having DRS cracks at us. And with, 5 laps to go at the end of this one, he's already having a look down the outside. We should be able to see that off. Do I go too deep? No. We get a decent exit, but he's going to have DRS down this back straight. And we're going to be in a little bit of trouble here. Hopefully Bottas will keep him occupied, but I mean, the more likely thing is they both have DRS, as they might both get us here. Tsunoda looking to the outside, and to the chicane, we go late on the brakes. Force him over the curbs, and they'll have DRS again, but they're too far back, and that is another lap protected, where you can see everybody has stopped. Now we are in P2. Gasly is in P10. Now he's going to be on the soft tyre. Whether he has any damage, I'd be shocked if he didn't have some sort of damage from the crash with Leclerc, or Leclerc's crash with him, I should say. But maybe he can just force up a few more points. But unfortunately, I'm behind Verstappen. He's behind Perez. And that's not going to be great. Oh, and again, just can't get the car to change direction.
On track, resulting in loose debris. Fortunately, the marshals have managed to clear it up in time, and there are no plans for a safety car right now.
I'd love a safety car, Jeff, if you want to change their mind. Oh, a little bit wide. And yeah, I mean, I would kill for a safety car, but we're going to go 3 wide into the hairpin, are we? Luckily, Tsunoda seems to be more preoccupied as more cars look to join this battle. We are 3 wide, are we, on the exit again? A little bit of contact there, surely. And, well, Bottas has just got Tsunoda. He's now in front of me as well. Tsunoda's coming back at us. Let's see, we've got the battery going. Oh, we dump to the inside, and we retake
5 laps of fuel remaining.
Second place in the race. Another look at that. Just managed to get down the inside, get the nose down the inside of Bottas, and then sort of squeeze him on the second part of the chicane. And you can see it is absolute chaos behind us now. As Perez joins that battle, he gets past Tsunoda. Bottas holds on to third, and Max Verstappen, meanwhile, just continues to cruise off out in front. 4 laps to go. Are we going to look at the queue of cars behind us? Are we going to, and you know, with what we're doing, it's tactical to let Gasly catch up. That's what I'm going to say. A little bit of a nose cam there, but we jump on board, and we have still Bottas DRS behind us, and just go a little bit deep into the corner there, just trying to carry as much speed as I can. We're just in all sorts of trouble here. We use the battery, trying to squeeze him to the inside of the hairpin so he doesn't get a good exit. Unfortunately, I've taken myself wide. We do have a little bit of contact there. Now, thankfully, well, I say thankfully, I don't believe that damaged our front wing. It might have just been tyre to tyre. But yet again, we find ourselves with Bottas behind and DRS. Again, he's down the outside. This time, we are able to just stick our nose down the inside enough so he couldn't shut the door in our face. And, well, we forced him a little bit wide again. And again, we hold on. 3 laps to go. And it's just chaos behind. Look at that. It's Tsunoda and Perez battling. Stroll's there as well. Hamilton, Sainz. Are the McLarens there yet? Gasly's in the queue, I think. Look at it. It's absolute chaos. But it's Bottas, meanwhile, once again, is going to be behind us coming onto this back straight. DRS will no doubt be opened. We go to the inside again to make sure he can't go up the inside of us. Force him back to the outside. I think we've both accepted that he's not passing there. But, whoa, and a massive power oversteer. That's going to give him a big chance into the hairpin. And he's down the inside. We brake as late as we can. And, well, he's just got himself on the inside curb there. The McLarens have indeed joined the battle now. But again, he's going to have DRS. And, well, he's already alongside before the DRS zone even started. We do jump back into the toe. Can we do this again? He blocks to the inside. We go to the outside. And we are able to stick it down the inside. Now, can we get the drag race down to turn 1? We have got there. Look, it's absolutely... it's getting more and more chaotic every race. 2 laps to go. And look at the number of cars behind us. What a race this would be to watch on television. Just a small train of cars behind me here, Jeff. Absolutely amazing.
There's been an incident on track, but officials aren't looking to push for a safety car right now. Just be careful.
I can imagine there's been many incidents in... Massey would have gone for a safety car. There'd be many incidents in that train of cars back there, wouldn't there? But again, it's Villain versus Bottas down the back straight. Again, we block to the inside. Forcing back out to the outside. This time he tries to hang out there, and that's only going to hurt his exit. And that should give us a little bit of a break coming into the hairpin, and maybe there we even dream down the back straight as well. Can we get a good exit out of the hairpin? No, it's the worst one yet. Just too keen to get the gas down, and I stuffed it up, lining up the rears. And again, we have Bottas and DRS behind us. Are we far enough ahead? It looks as though we might just be. We come around for the 17th time to finish a lap. For the final time, we start a lap.
This is your final lap of the race.
Can we hang on? It's been a heroic defence. It would be such a shame to lose this P2 now. Verstappen, 13, almost 14 seconds out in front. As we jump on board, we've got a little bit of a gap. Can we hold that through here? I don't think there's any chance of Bottas passing us down this DRS straight anyway. As you can see, a little bit deep. Compromises the exit. He's right there again, isn't he? Again, we will block to the inside. Again, Bottas will look to the outside. Again, we'll just fade back over, not give him a chance. And here we go. Final time down to the hairpin. Did not get a great run. We've got Bottas. We've got that Tsunoda having a look as well. But we managed to stay in front. We've also gone quite deep. Can we get a good exit? It's not great. Bottas didn't get a great exit either. He was on the inside of us, but it's going to be absolutely chaos down into the chicane for the final time. Bottas has passed. We're not giving this up without a fight. We send it. Bottas, he's over the curb. We stay on the gas, and we go. We're going. We're out of battery. Oh, that was tense.
Can't complain about that one. That was an excellent drive.
Red Bull are our winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. There's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams, and they're certainly proving themselves.
All right, guys. All right. Let's just calm down here. Let's form an orderly line behind Bottas, and I'll listen to all your complaints about my driving while I finish my champagne from the podium. Well, that was tense, wasn't it? I don't think I made the right decision to come in at the first lap there. The reason being, it's only a really short pit lane in Montreal, and I think I would have been better off staying out and going from there. But you know what? We were third when the safety car came out. We finished second, albeit with a train of cars a mile long behind us. I'm looking forward to seeing that replay. I'm assuming it's going to be some interesting racing. My move on the two Mercedes on the opening lap was, I'm going to say, borderline track limits. And maybe some of the moves with defending from Bottas particular were a little bit on the edge, but you know what? I got second. I don't particularly care. Now, I don't know what happened to Gasly. I'm assuming he was involved in that first safety car because he shouldn't be down there in ninth, albeit he did get the fastest lap. But yeah, that means that it's a Red Bull 1-2 in the drivers. It's a 3-4 for us. We are now 31 points back of first place. Not that far back of Pierre Gasly, though. And in the constructor standings, well, obviously, if Red Bull's first and second, they are going to be leading the constructors, aren't they? We're 34 points behind. So, I mean, we're both... I was having my bad spell, and now Gasly just needs to pick himself up a little bit because this constructors is... It's not getting away from us yet. Still a long way to go, but it is just drifting a little bit away, isn't it? But there we go. That is the Canadian Grand Prix for this year. So we do just about wrap up the thing with Ricciardo. There we go. So well done, me. That's going to be very, very nice indeed. Rivalry 1. We'll have a new rivalry for the next one, which is the Austrian Grand Prix. If you have enjoyed that, make sure you hit thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new. And just a quick warning that there's going to be 2 weeks missing from the series as of next week. That's because I've warned you about this before. I'm going away with my family. They're visiting, and we're going off UKing. Going around the UK for 2 weeks during the half term. So yeah, this will be back after that break. I just can't record this that far ahead. But there we go. There's the prize money. Yeah, like, subscribe, and I will see you next time in Austria. Take care.